Hello, everyone. I'm Shantay, the CEO here at Way of Southeastern Idaho, and I'm thrilled to be here today with someone truly inspiring. As many of you know, at the United Way, we are deeply committed to empowering and uplifting our communities. And one of the key ways that we do that is through Women United. Women United is an affinity group of United Way, and it is dedicated to supporting and advocating for women. Today, it is my absolute pleasure of introducing Angie Lion, the Chief Soul Officer of Black River Performance Management and one of the founding members of Women United, and first and foremost, a dear friend of mine. Angie has been a passionate advocate for women's empowerment and personal development for as long as I've known her, and I think even well before then, and her dedication to our cause is truly remarkable. Angie, thank you so much for being here with us today.
Thank you. It's my pleasure. I'm excited to be here and to be a part of Women United.
We're so lucky to have you on our team. Angie, you have been instrumental in standing up Women United as one of the founding members, joining forces with other like-minded women in our community and really kind of coming up with this idea. While Women United is, kind of a branded group of United Way worldwide, but it's been so interesting to see how Women United has evolved and how it really fits the unique needs of our community and what we know women in our community desire and what they're after. So maybe if you can just tell us, how did you come to be connected to that? Why is Women United important to you? And, why do you continue to give of yourself in this way?
I'll start with the first one and then we'll...
Okay. Let me remember this.
Yeah, me too. The first one is, I guess, why I'm connected with, or how did I become connected with Women United and United Way? And the first thing I would have to say is I actually got connected through Chamber. And that's how I learned about United Way here in our community. And I thought that was the leadership program was a great way to get connected with things, especially when you move to a new community. And what I noticed when I moved to the community was that I was missing some connection. And I found a lot of people that were in that same place as well. And so I came on the board, and then I started to learn about Women United and how there's chapters in different areas. And I just felt called to it right away because I love doing women empowerment events and personal development. And really, it comes back down to my background and how that shaped what my passion is and my purpose. And really, it comes down to the fact that I was raised by a single mom, and I've been a single mom myself. So I know the struggle of when people can't make ends meet and they're trying to do the best that they can. And so I've kind of made my way up the Maslow's hierarchy now, and I'm in that self-actualization phase where many people in our community aren't. And so this is my way of giving back, and living in my purpose is sharing the unique gifts and talents that I have and that I've actually overcome so that I can basically give back.
We're incredibly grateful for the time that you give of yourself to be in this space. And, for me personally too, and that's one of the ways that we got connected to each other, almost 5 years ago now, was through a workshop that you were doing in an employer setting. But since then, I've been able to, through you and, helping me understand what's out there and available, also connect to personal development opportunities to grow myself, not only to be a better employee, but to be a better person, help, realize my full potential and achieve my full potential. And that's been, I know for me, has been just so instrumental in my life. And, it's been just a fun journey.
It's been along the way, and it's been fun watching you come here and how United Way is transforming, and just the team and how it's growing. And I'm proud of you.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. And I understand that you have a special announcement that you would like to make today, as far as your involvement in Women United specifically, and what your vision is as far as what you can contribute to help move that movement forward.
Okay. Yeah. So in the past, how I've been involved with Women United and Beauty and the Brunch is being on the steering committee and seeing how things go. But Beauty and the Brunch is the real thing that I've been a part of since the beginning. And that is an event. It's something that the community actually needed, and our community of women wanted, is some personal development. It wasn't just my want, it was their want, that they recognized that need and often Many of them don't get personal development funds from their work, personal or professional development. And so this is an opportunity for me to give to the community in that space, because that's my area of expertise. And I've also overcome so much that it's not just me teaching it, it's me talking about my story and how I've overcome many things that people in our community have overcome, things like adverse childhood experiences. And even though I've escaped my childhood and on the traumas that I faced early on, it doesn't mean that I've lost the baggage that I brought with that, and some of that mindset and things that I needed to work through, and I still continue to work through, are things that we are able to overcome with help and support and with community, and being able to, put that stuff to rest, know you're not alone, and have someone who has been through it and also is on the other side of it and is actually creating a life they love. And that's what I feel like I'm doing, and that's where I'm at. And so I love to be able to give back. And so what I'd like to give up, besides being a speaker, which is how I've contributed, being on the steering committee, besides being a speaker or a panelist or part of the event, I'd like to offer a $500 scholarship for Women United participants that would like to use it for either coaching or a course. They could use it to go to ISU. They could take a START program. They could get a coach. They could use it for therapy. They could use it for whatever, an online class, a real estate school. There really isn't going to be a lot of criteria around it, except for that they're really focusing on improving some area of their life. So that will be donated at Beauty and the Brunch. And I believe we'll probably just do a name drawing or something like that.
Yep.
It'll be for people that actually come to the event, and we'll put the names in a hat and somebody will win $500. And I'd love to see if there's anybody that would like to match my donation.
Oh, yeah. Throwing out a challenge.
Oh, yeah. I love a challenge.
We all love challenges.
Yes. So I just feel like it's super important. And as women, we are not the best at investing in ourselves. And if we are, it's all in how we look externally. People will spend money on everything that people can see, but they don't spend the money on working from the inside out. And that's what I'm all about, is working from the inside out, because ugly goes clear to the bone.
But it does.
I learned that from working with a plastic surgeon.
You did work with one.
And she taught me that ugly goes clear to the bone. And one of the things is, if we don't work on our inner selves, it doesn't matter what we look on. It's a never-ending journey. So it's okay to want to feel good about yourself and whatnot, but if you don't work on the mindset and the prison that's actually going on in your mind, it doesn't matter how good you look, you're still going to be miserable.
Right. Well, and much like we talked about, and unfortunately you weren't able to be there with us at last year's Beauty and the Brunch there in spirit, but we talked a lot about how we deal with these things through the generations, and so we got to have a panel through the generations of, the struggles that we have at 20 are wildly different than the struggles we're facing at 40 and 50 and beyond. And so, this sponsorship will make a significant impact on the women, who are joining us in the Women United space, and how, they're looking to change the trajectory of their lives. And again, we're so thankful that you've chosen to invest, of your time and your financial resources in this space to, really uplift an entire community of women who, there's not a whole lot of criteria in Women United. There's no real structure to it. It's just,
you want to be there.
You just want to be there to connect and to contribute and, to network and create friends and build those friendships. And like you said, moving to a new area, we've seen a lot of that, and Women United has been a space where I feel like many women who have been new to our community have kind of found a space and have really ignited some true friendships through the connections that they're making through Women United. And that's, at the crux of what we're doing in this group. That is the purpose.
It is. And I think that every single woman in this community has something to offer, whether that is time, whether that is their experience, whether that is money. And this is one way that I'm showing my appreciation and contributing, is my gifts and talents of speaking and understanding and being a available to steer it and to be a speaker, but also putting my money where my mouth is. And if I value something, then my calendar and my checkbook should reflect that.
Right.
So sometimes, and really it does, but this is one of those things where I'm like, I want to make sure that I'm not only offering my time for everybody, but I want somebody to actually start to invest in themselves. I want to start a ripple effect of women thinking it's okay to invest in themselves.
Right.
And
for no other purpose other than because that's what they want to do and what they value.
Absolutely. If you want to do something and you're on the verge of like, oh, I'd love to go to do that, or I'd like to have a coach, or I'd like to seek a therapist, or I'd like to go back to school and just take a night class. I want to be the Kickstarter for you to think you can, you're worth it. There's people who believe in you even when you don't believe in yourself. And I know that has happened for me. There's been opportunities where I've won things or gotten a scholarship or got a grant or some kind of opportunity that opened a door for me because I didn't have a lot of money at the time, right? Mm-hmm. Growing up and all those kinds of things. And it's not like, I don't even think it has to do with how much we make, because I see people who make really good money who still don't invest in themselves. They still don't value themselves. So it's not actually a money thing. It's a mindset. It's a scarcity mindset. And so I want to help people to recognize that even if you don't make very much money, a percentage of what you're making should go towards your development, because you are worth it.
100% worth it. 100% worth it. We're excited to see how this comes to fruition at Beauty and the Brunch. We're hot and heavy into the planning of the 2025 Beauty and the Brunch. So stay tuned for more details. Angie and Sharice and a couple other of the planning members are well underway with kind of getting the schedule built. So we'll keep that information coming to you as we can. There's going to be a great lineup of programming. I think it is, biasly, I think the programming is great every year, and I look forward to it every year. And I know the women who are joining us every year, the feedback that we get from this event is just, monumental, and how it's changed, the way people think about themselves. Again, it was one of those things that organically surfaced from just women coming together and talking about, what do you need? What are you lacking? How can your community support you? Women United was never intended to be a fundraising group, if you will, but when this group got together, that's what everybody was passionate about, of how can we pool all the amazingness of the women in this group to elevate our entire community and dedicate these funds to women and children serving organizations for those women and children who are moving out of crisis, domestic violence. And so we're excited every year for what Beauty and the Brunch looks like, because it's the membership making it happen. And I think that's the most remarkable and beautiful thing we can see.
I agree. And I would say, if you have suggestions or things, or if you're a member of Women United, or you want to become a member of Women United, not that hard. Go to the website. Just click on join. You'll learn about the coffee. You get an email. You'll learn about the coffee and connections opportunities. You'll learn about a lot of different opportunities and ways for you to connect in the community. And also, we want to hear from you, because we don't like to just create something and build it and think, oh, we'll build it and they will come. The real reason this is successful is because we're listening to what our membership wants and what they need and what will be most valuable to them. And that is why it's successful. It's not because of who we are or, how amazing we are. It's because we're listening to the members. We're finding out what is relevant. So you need to put input. And we do send out surveys. Yep. We did get some feedback. But if you are new to hearing this and you're like, oh, I need to learn about setting boundaries, or I want to know more about overcoming obstacles, or self-limiting beliefs, or living in my values over validation from others, or whatever the topic is that you've read about or you've heard on a podcast, or something that you're like, I would like to dive into that. This is your opportunity to put that in the comments, or send it an email and give us some feedback, because that is absolutely our goal, and our vision is to serve you. And by serving you, we serve our greater community, because when you come to the events, we raise some money, then we give it to the Women and Children Alliance, or, Aid for Friends, or wherever funds have went. Let's think about
to the crisis centers. Yep. Family Services Alliance. Yep. Women and children who are, moving out of domestic violence. Aid for Friends.
We did Acorn once too, didn't we? I think.
Possibly, yeah. In year one, funds have also gone to organizations like Sika, who are serving, whole family units on, the variations of where they might be in their life at the time. And
so we want to hear your feedback, and of course, we want you at Beauty in the Brunch.
Well, Angie, I think I speak on behalf of everybody here at United Way and Women United. We just can't thank you enough for the time that you invest in helping this organization be what it is, for who you are, for the friendship that you offer, and for your belief in the potential of people.
It's my pleasure, because it actually fills my cup to be able to do that and to help lift other people up. One of my core beliefs is that people are actually doing the best they can right now. And even if that's not your belief, my question to you is, what if that were true and you had it on high authority that person is doing the best they can? And if you had that, how would that shift your life?
Right. There's a lot of reality to that question, and one that we don't maybe ask ourselves enough, but we need to be willing to tune into it for ourselves and for those, who are around us, who are in our circle of friends or our circle of life. And
even with ourselves.
Yeah. Space and grace.
Yeah.
That was kind of, the theme of last year's event was space and grace. We had cute little bookmarks made, and I think there's so much packed into that little teeny phrase, and I always try to keep it in the back of my head too.
Yeah.
And everything from the simple things to the big things is, space and grace, and also be willing to give yourself the space and grace that you're willing to give other people. You've helped me learn that one.
I'm still helping myself, so it's a kind of a dual process.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. I'm excited, and I can't wait to see you all at Beauty in the Brunch.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. I'm excited, and I can't wait to see you all at Beauty in the Brunch.
We'll see you in April.